Welcome! This is Nikki in Niagara coming to you live from Niagara Falls, Canada. Today I'm going to show you the Stencil Girl Club April stencils. If you go to their website, which I'll link below, and sign up for their club, you will receive a set of exclusive stencils each month. You'll get a 9 by 11, I believe, is the largest size. Then a 6-inch square and a 4-inch square. The 3 stencils make up the set every month, And then you'll have the privilege of having access to past month's stencils as well. The club stencils are not for sale to the general public in their shop. So, today we are going to look at the stencils. So here's our big one. Yeah, that's got to be 9 by 12. So the theme this month is a floral pattern. And this is a gorgeous stencil because you can use it for many things. You can use the whole thing as a decoration on your page. You could use just the center circle, and you can use these sides separately as borders. And of course you can use bits and pieces of it. Now, every time I get new stencils in the house, I have a bunch of papers where I put a copy of the stencil so that I can flip through these pages rather than actually flipping through my actual stencils themselves. So we're going to do my prep pages with these so we can see what they look like. Since we've got floral, I've gotten myself ready with some green from Deco Art, leaf green, and then I decided to go with pink and purple for the floral colors. So I've got Plaid's Violet Pansy, and I have Americana, which is by Deco Art as well, Carousel Pink. And those are the colors we'll be using for the 3 floral stencils. So let's get to work. Now this stencil has a lot of open space, so one can choose to fill in everything or just stencil in the sections that you want. Now, because I'm doing this as an example for myself of what the stencil includes, I'm going to do a whole, a copy of the whole stencil so that I can see what it looks like filled in. Okay, I had to pick a different purple because the one I picked was old and yucky. So I've got a project I'm going to be working on with my paints that have gotten too yucky. So instead we're going to be using DecoArt's Lavender. Now I start off with a fresh sponge for every color. So I've got a sponge on my table for each color. When I've finished doing this sample of what the stencils look like, we are going to use the stencils to make a spread in my magazine art journal. I always use stencils in that journal book and kind of follow a pattern too. Alright, so let's have a look at how that one turns out. Oh, lovely. Love, love, love. Okay, so I'm just gonna dry that. So this is the procedure I follow for my stencils when I get them every month. I put the big one on one side and then I turn it over, and on the other side I'll put the 6x6 and the 4x4. So here, let me show it to you on the red so you can get a good look at it. Now here we have the 6x6 stencil, and it is similar to the one that we just did. It's got more flowers in it, but the one in the middle is the same. It matches very nicely and is similar without being too close to being the same. I like the stencils this month. I've been subscribed to this club since November of 2016, and I have liked, and some I have been in love with, every single set of stencils I've received except for 1 month. Oops. Back in place. And I love that. I have to say I love that better than the large one. I'll flip it over again so we can see what the large one looked like. I really like this too. I think the only thing I don't like about it is that there's too big of spaces where you have to fill in. But no, it's nice. This one I like better though. It's more compact. And finally, I will show you the 4x4. We received this as our 4x4, and we've just got a repeating leaf pattern here to match in with the floral themes. So I will put that down here. On there we go. Very nice. Very nice. Very pleased with this month's grouping of stencils. I will definitely be using the 4x4 a lot. I can see myself turning to this one, and I think I'll probably turn to this more often for the borders than the big flower in the middle, but no, I still like it. I like everything on there. Okay, so now I also ordered a couple of other stencils, which they included in my kit with me. If you are an international subscriber, they will let you place orders during the month and have the items shipped with your club order to save you on paying postage. This service is not available to U.S. customers because it is extra work for them to do that. And of course, if you live in the same country as the company, your shipping is either free or doesn't cost very much. So I ordered 2 stencils to go along with what I'm doing, with what I got. This one is called Faces, and I will link to it down below. Sometimes I can't remember the names of the stencils, but I'll link to them so that you can see them. So I have a page where I just keep my odd stencils that I buy from the store. Now, let's see if this will fit on here. This one I am really looking forward to using, and I'm going to stencil it with paint. I'm going to use black here just so it shows up, but my plan with this stencil is to use a pen or pencil more often. Actually, I will grab out a pen right now and I will do one. Okay, so I'm going to trace one right here so I can see what they look like traced. And I think this is going to be very useful for myself. I'm not a big drawer, but I do like to put my own faces on things, so this stencil will really be of help. Now I need to keep it in place so I can do the painting, so we'll take a look at what it all looks like when I'm finished. Alright, so here we go, stenciling the faces. Okay, so let's have a look at what our faces look like. Oh, very nice. I had too much paint on when I got to that one. Yeah, it's all the same face, but there's varying degrees of how fully or sketchily it's been drawn. Now the stenciled one right here, I would fill in and use different colors and such. I'm not going to do that now, but just put in, say, her eyebrows and her nose. Okay, so I got that one, and I'm just going to dry that up because we're going to use the other side for the other one. So be back. Okay, and the last stencil that I added to my order was a very interesting one. Let me show it to you on the red. This one here is called, I believe, Subliminal Skeleton or Subliminal Skull, one or the other. They have a lot of really cool stencils, which are of bones, skeletons, skulls, and various parts of the body, like lungs and the brain. And so yeah, I want to get all those eventually because I really like the dark style. So we're going to use black on this one, just so we don't take away from what the pattern is. Doesn't quite fit on, but I think I'm going to make the bottom part of it stick over the edge. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at what this one looks like when it's all done out. And let's see what that looks like. Oh man, oh, love it, love it. Oh, that comes out even better than I thought it would. Oh, that is going to be awesome. Now, I will use this, just the whole thing as it is. Or, oh look, you can see like his rib cage and stuff down there. Or I will just use the skeleton part. And I'll also use these marks over here and these marks over here for just doing some abstract markings. And very nice. Now the last thing I do is I will, when I have the club stencils, I write down in the corner what month they're from. This is April's. So I'll just write Stencil Girl. April 2017. And then I file them all away in this. I have all my stencils. Obviously I took them out to do this. Now, we will be using the 3 new stencils from the April Stencil Club to do a spread in my magazine art journal. And this is what I'm going to be working on. I'm just going to move the camera so that it centers on it. Okay, you can push the button now. Okay, so I will show you the page I've done in here. There we go, this is one that I've done. What I do with them is I keep elements of the original page, and on this one it was the background, this image here, and the images in there. And on this side it was the girl and the word lavender and fairies. Then I will stencil the pages in opposite format by putting down one color for the background and using a stencil as the foreground, and then reversing that on the other side. Then once I have the pages painted and stenciled, I will add my own ephemera. Sorry, not really ephemera, but collage elements to the page. On this page, this was from a magazine. These were some circles cut out of magazine, and this is image as well. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And I'm just going to put my old paints away and get out some new ones. So, the colors that I've decided to use with this page, since the background is kind of a light pink and there's a pink in there, I've decided I'm going to use pink. I've already got carousel pink out. From the same line, I'll be adding bubblegum pink. That's Deco Arts Americana line. And I have Deco Arts Dazzling Metallics Rose Gold. So with the pink, I'm going to use white, obviously, since there's a lot of white on this page. I will be using Plaid's Folk Art Ivory White and Plaid's Folk Art Parchment. So those are the colors that, I don't know if I'll end up using all of them or not, but they are over here in my palette. So I'm just going to get some paints out. And the other thing that I'm going to need is gesso, because that is the first step. So I'm thinking about where, oh, I know where my gesso is. Well, let's get some whites out here. Oh, that one needs shaking majorly. Hope this one isn't all gunked up. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That was my parchment. I like that one. Okay. Oh, my final paint here. So I keep bottles near the paints on the palette so I don't forget which is which. Okay, so the first step that we're going to do is gesso it, and an obvious choice on this page is white. So I will be going around the images and deciding what I'm going to keep. Oh, you know what? I'm using a new bottle of gesso and I have an old one. Where is, oh, here it is. Okay, here is my gesso. I am using Pro Arts Premium Gesso Canvas Primer. I'm not sure if it's showing up there. I don't have a standard go-to gesso. I just buy whatever's available. If one's on sale, I'll use it. Don't use the no-name stuff, though, from Walmart. I've tried it and it didn't work. Okay, so I'll start with this page because I know I'm going to keep the trees. They're clay trees, actually. I'm going to keep the clay trees, and I'm going to keep the word I'm going to keep the word trees, but I don't want Christmas. And I'll cover up the whole background. So just go over the page, covering up what I don't want with the gesso, and I kind of let it go into the picture so that when it's done, it looks more natural and painterly to have the brush strokes on it. Of course, we're not actually trying to obliterate anything here. This is just our primer so that it's prepped and our paint will go on top of it nicely. Okay, now I'm just trying to decide if I should cover the, yeah, I think I'm going to. Maybe we'll keep the brown parts out. Let's try that. Okay, I think that's good for this side page. Okay, now on this one, I want to keep the words clay and lace. I'm going to keep the outside border, and I think that for in here, I'm just going to keep the picture down here at the bottom, which is similar to that one. So we're going to basically be covering in almost everything that's inside this square. So I'm going to go over those dotted lines so that, again, it gives that painterly feeling and brings the two parts together. I think I'll outline this guy down here at the bottom, or else I'll forget that I'm keeping him. Okay. Yeah, not doing anything perfect on here. I like the paint strokes. I like how things fuse together naturally. Alright, so there, I've got my layer of gesso down on both pages, so I know. This is also good because then you know what you want to cover up by covering it up to start with before you actually start your real painting. Okay, so we're done with the gesso, and I'm going to dry this up. I didn't even know where I put them. Definitely that. Another one in the corner. put that there and something else. Little. That's nice. Well, that took me a long time to find pictures I liked to go with this. Messed around with a bunch of things, and this is what I came up with in the end. It's simple. I wanted to use this. I really like the color, but I can't find a placement on here that actually looks decent. Nah, it just covers up too much. Hang on. No, I don't like it covering up the tree. No, I'm going to keep it simple. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these two on using some Mod Podge, which I am trying very hard to use up. It's almost done. Can't be bothered to get a clean brush, so I'm just going to use the one that I used with the white. I think I'll kind of like it to blend in the picture too, so I'll put this one on here. One thing I'm going to do is just tear off the end of this so that it looks like it belongs. Oh yeah. But I like using this brush too because it leaves brush strokes behind. Now I'm just going to take my baby wipe and wipe that off of it because it's a bit too white. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I like that. And this one. I think I'm going to rip the bottom here too. Yeah, I like that better. Oops. Okay, so I'm using my brush that had the white paint on it, so I'm kind of covering it up more than I want to, so use the baby wipe again, bring it back. I don't know, this page feels a little bare to me. Feels like it needs some big words there, but I've got the clay and lace in the corner. I know what I might do. Oh, what a mess I've made over here. I've got my scissors and my paint. Ah. Okay, I think I am going to There. Yeah. Hey, where's my baby white? Just coverage of that C a little bit too much. There, okay, we're done. So that is how I do a spread in this journal. Simple yet elegant. Hey, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Stencil Girl stencils this month and watching me do this spread in my book. So, did you receive Stencil Girl's April stencils? And if you did, or even if you didn't, which of the three was your favorite? I think that even though I didn't use it on this page, my favorite is the 6x6. The smaller one of the flowers. That's my favorite. But as you can see, I used the other two on this spread, so I'm definitely going to be using them all. So thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye!